All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Miami Dolphins taking on the champions from the NFC, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin along with the man who has had to stick with me all season long, Charles Davis. And Charles, the anticipation, the hype, the media coverage, all in the rear-view mirror now. We can finally get down to playing some football.
Yeah, don't worry about that part. I'll ride or die with you anytime. You know that. But here's the best thing about this. Everyone talks about trying to keep things normal as they approach for Super Bowl. There is no such thing as normal. The pageantry, the hype, all of that is more intense than anyone could ever imagine. What you're trying to do is embrace it in one way and make sure it doesn't totally knock you off your game. That's why the night before the big one, teams often switch hotels, try and give those guys that last chance to breathe a little bit before they go out and play.
Now the former fourth-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Ballage. He'll have a first down past the 40. And that's about the easiest decline call you'll ever have right there.
Well, it leads me to one of my pet peeves, and maybe peeves is too strong of a word, but if you're going to jump off sides, finish the play. Make sure the play ends. Don't jump off sides and stop, because you see the net result here. If you go ahead and finish the play, you don't give up that type of yardage.
Now Ballage. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They'll run it here. This is James White. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
It's 4th down.
And this may be a big early turning point in this Super Bowl. They're going to go for it on 4th down here. Mariota to throw for it on 4th. Going right side here, and that's complete. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And this defense holds on the night's opening drive. Well, trying to be bold on the opening drive of the game, but that effort, it proves futile.
How many times have we talked with coaches where they've talked about taking the emotion out of their decision-making? I think that opening drive, if he didn't have it in his head to go for it before, I think that keyed into it. They were doing so well, and he decided to really establish something there. They didn't get it. Now they've got to make sure that they don't lose their focus.
Now a first down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
At the 39-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
We own him. He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, wait. Hey, keep it alive. He's coming. He's coming. We got double up, double up. 25. Check 25. Check 25. Let him go.
On the give, running right is Howard. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now. Jakeem Grant back deep for Miami. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll start with a give here to Balaj. Rumbling past the 30. A big play there for the Dolphins. 41 yards on the ground. He's been reliable all year, and he continues that reliability here on the biggest stage.
And when we were in a production meeting with the offensive coordinator, didn't he kind of mention, maybe even smile about the idea of running the football? It's worked well for them.
Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Go. Check. Check out.
They'll run here with Balaj. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now a first carry for Donnell Pumphrey. And he's got some space here. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. With a first touchdown of this Super Bowl, and a long one at that, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. And he powers his way up past the 30. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. On 3rd down, this is Howard. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. 3 yards won't be enough here, as that'll bring up 4th down. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down.
Switch gears. Slam. Check 95. Check 99. Check 31. Check.
They'll try and run for it. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. This is Howard on second down. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. All runs on this drive so far. It's first and 10. They run with Howard. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. On second down now, it's Howard, and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down. They'll try to run for it with Howard. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
We've seen this offense go for it on 4th down already on this drive. I wonder if they'll go for it again.
I certainly wouldn't rule it out with these guys. And off the crossbar, no good. A sensational effort from that distance, but rejected by the bar. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, they tried the field goal from just inside of 70 yards. It missed, and now this offense set up nicely at midfield. They run it with Balaj. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Kalen Balaj, 32 yards. But the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to find O.J. Howard, and it's 3rd and short.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
3rd and 2, Watson. He rifles one that's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Safety screen, 3. Check 49. Big Ed. 1. Hey, alert 3.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Ready, widen. Check.
And he'll give it here to his running back. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Kalen Ballage, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. The extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 21-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now Howard. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. The Bucs on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Running with Howard. And they're going to get him down well short of the first, as he can only get this to the 30. Give him 9 on the carry, but it's not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down.
Check 3, turn it on. Kill, turn up. Kill, turn up. Alert 3.
On 4th down, it's Howard, and he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Check 52. 3.
Now Mariota steps away to his left. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 23 yards on the play.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Kalen Ballage with his 3rd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Charles Harris, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. 2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now on 2nd and 16, Watson, and this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
3rd and long, it's Watson. Open man is Howard, the tight end. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That's certainly playing down a distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it'll be Dolphin football.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Austin Hooper, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
They'll try and run with Balaj. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And a cut to the sideline. Down the numbers. There he goes. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kalen Balaj with a record 4th Super Bowl touchdown tonight as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this 1st half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Watson on 1st down. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Check 55. Check 3. Kill. Undercrunch. 54. Undercrunch. He's checking. 9. Crash. Kill. Hot 7. And turn it out.
Watson now to throw. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Check 26. Switch. Shoot. 55. SOS.
On first down, Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
It's our time, guys. It's our time. Check 13. Check. Rush in.
Throwing again is Watson. And Watson has it right side. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion.
Sponge. No. Hey, alert. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
Again, it's Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now as he's on here to punt it away. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation, either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Now they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. So these two teams will head to the locker room as we hit halftime in Super Bowl 56. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. 4 yards the pickup, first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. Being chased out left. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson, and that'll be incomplete. He was looking for Jordan Howard that time. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Echo. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. Mike 28. Mike 28. I'm coming. Hey, watch it. Check hot route. Hot. Jim.
From the gun, here's Watson. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. On 1st and 10, Watson. And he finds Howard complete. First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Check 99. 31. Check, check. 59. Check, check.
Now a first down throw, Watson. Flushed out, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Hassan Reddick able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard. After the sack here, 2nd and 11.
Any day. Big dad, big dad. Come, come. Bang. Alert, alert. Bang, bang. Hey, don't bang. Check 24. Check 24.
Back to throw, Watson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 13-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
From the red zone now, Watson. He completes it to Evans. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Watson. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. 3rd down here.
What a job by this defense all game long. They've come together and really said, no one's crossing our goal line, and they're definitely not going to start right now.
You can just see the dejection. Feel like nothing is working offensively.
Be good, be good, be good. Watch that, watch that, watch that. Hey, I couldn't score.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll start on the ground with Balazs. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Check 9, check 9. Hey, check Mike, check Mike. Watching you five.
Again, it's Balazs. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Hey, eat. Hey, watch the ball, watch the ball.
third down. Mariota. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. 78 yards as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by one more. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Let's go. The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
You think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working.
Fresno. Uniform. Tighten up. Hey, alert. Hayward. Hey, number 28, Mike. He's coming. Check him.
To throw again on second down. Watson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. So now first and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 48-yard line.
Switch. Check three. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Alert three. Check 52. Check 54. 36. Hey, 59.
Out of the gun, Watson. Finds his man. Watson over the middle. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4.
Number 28, He's coming. Check in. Hey, watch the slant. Switch. Check. Crunch. 26. You got time. Go.
To the air yet again, Watson. He hits his target, left side, Watson. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. 1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Check. 55. I'm scared. 24. Number 28.
On first down, it's Watson. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Charles Harris able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Under 10. 10. Check 25. 55. Shit. 54. Like 28. Go. Bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's go.
Now Watson. He finds his target. It's Evans. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. That catch good for 5. It's third down. The Bucs on third down. A very anemic. 1 for 9 thus far. This is third and 9. Now it's Watson. They'll set up the screen to Howard. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. 8 yards on the screen there, not enough. And it'll be fourth down. Out of the gun, this is Howard. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. Jordan Howard unable to get to that imaginary yellow line. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold. The drive will commence with a run by Balaj. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing it. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
Brings up third down and 5.
The Dolphins on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Mike, 55. Check, 55. One.
Working out of the gun, Mariota. He completes this to Sutton. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right. One.
4th down, Mariota. That's to his running back, complete. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. They'll run here with Pumphrey. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go, D.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Check. Three. Scene 6. One.
They'll try to throw now. Mariota. This one into the hands of the running back, Balaj. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Ninth play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard.
Tight end right. One. Hey,
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Ninth play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. And he'll give it here to his running back. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline. And I think this one might just be over.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll lead here to a third down.
19. What we got? 55. Check 13.
A give left side to Howard, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's fourth down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. If they're going to have a shot in this Super Bowl, they're going to need this one on fourth down.
Whip. Watch the whip. Hey, alert. 31. Check 31. Watch the safety creep. 59. Orbit. 20 points down. He's coming. Sponge. No. And
Here we go on fourth. Watson. Buying time to his left. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Dolphins get the football in great field position.
It's a turnover on downs.
front. Right there in the middle. 55. Watch the pass.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Give them 4 on the carry there, but that only takes them back to where they started. 3rd and 10. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And to give this time to the tailback. And he does not get to the first down marker as they stop him at the 19. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. And well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. And the Lombardi Trophy has a home in South Florida. The Miami Dolphins are your Super Bowl champions. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.